You may not really imagine the happiness of the rich. This woman washes her face with diamonds and massages with gems while taking a bath. What kind of caviar and black truffles are placed at home in tons and tons? Soak champagne in a frozen 10-carat diamond. Men drink wine with money, their family is so wealthy. Even use US dollars as toilet paper. But you never imagined that they were still a poor couple yesterday. Husband Kevin is a painter. He and his wife Ella have been married for many years and are very affectionate. They moved to an old house in the suburbs this day. By chance, Kevin found a hidden basement in the house. At that time, he was in a low period and thought he could get a bottle of wine. There will be a bottle of wine in the house in the next second. In this way, Kevin opened the door to a new world. He realized that this basement can fulfill people's wishes. So I made a wish to come all the world-famous paintings. After that, I called Ella to make her wish. Ella said with the mentality of giving it a try, "Give me $1 million. So the couple started a carnival life. US dollars move out basket by basket. Van Gogh's original manuscript, Beethoven's baton. It's okay to dress yourself up as a king or a queen. After getting rich, the couple laughed and laughed all day long. The laughter in the room never stopped. In just a few days they saw all the treasures in the world. And turned the house into a space simulator by the way. I experienced the feeling of being a pilot. Zui Shangmeng S's house is littered all day long. But it didn't take long for the couple to get tired. Because they have seen so many good things. I don't know what else to do and I quickly become disfigured. I don't feel distressed if I lost anything. Anyway, I made a wish and came back. Kevin saw that Ella recommended it, so he prepared to surprise her. When Ella opened her eyes, she found a baby room in front of her. Kevin wants a love crystallization but Ella is not ready yet. She had been pregnant twice before but had a miscarriage. The doctor said it would be difficult for her to get pregnant again. Ella is afraid of the same ending this time. Kevin didn't know how to comfort her, but she could only shut up. But in fact, Ella also longed to have a baby deep in her heart. Finally she made up her mind and made a bold decision. After get off work, the man found out that there was a child at home suddenly. This is absolutely impossible because Ella has never been pregnant. They have a magical basement. It's like the House of Request in Harry Potter. What do I want? Ira made a wish and got a baby. But this is not what Kevin wants to see. This child is not their own. Not to mention the crystallization of love. Kevin is angry that he doesn't understand why Ella is doing this. I would rather have a child of unknown origin than conceive by myself. Ella explained that it was just a shortcut. They had a big fight and Kevin asked Ella to send the child back. But looking at the cute baby in my arms, neither couple can bear to say that cruel thing. In this way they left the child behind. After that, Kevin looked up the relevant information about the house. A couple was killed here before I found out. The murderer also claimed that the house asked him to do this. Kevin suspects that the murderer may know about the responsive house. So I decided to ask the other party to find out. Before leaving, he grabbed a handful of banknotes. After seeing the murderer, the other party said straightforwardly, "Didn't you have a good time in that room?" Kevin didn't go round after listening. Asked the murderer why he killed the couple. The other party did not answer but advised him to move away quickly. Because human desires are endless. Blindly asking will eventually go to extinction. Kevin didn't take care of the murderer. He went to the gas station to refuel on the way home. Just when Kevin was about to pay, he touched his pocket and found that the money in his pocket was all turned to ashes. Kevin was shocked and finally found something to mortgage the gas. He returned home tremblingly, grabbed a handful of banknotes on the ground and threw them out the window. In an instant the money turned to ashes. Kevin moved out of Van Gogh's self-portrait, half of it outside and half of it in the house. Obviously there are things that the House of Requests gives them, only valid in this house. After leaving the house, it will quickly age and eventually become ashes. This means Kevin and Ella can't take these gold and silver jewelry and celebrity books out. Even their children can't go out. Kevin smashed up the walls and the ground like crazy. I want to figure out how it works. But there is nothing but wires around. Soon, Ella, who didn't know it, went out with her baby. As a result, the child began to age in 3 seconds. Kevin hurriedly hugged them back into the house for a while. The baby turned into an 8-year-old boy in an instant. Kevin made things clear to Ella. If they want to raise this child, you can't let him go outside. Even so, Ella insisted on keeping her son. Name him Sean and teach him every day. And resolutely not allow Xiaoxi to go out. But no one likes to stay at home all the time. He yearns for the outside world and even wants to sneak out. Fortunately, Ella found out that she sealed all the doors and windows afterwards. Sean was also completely imprisoned at home. As time goes by, his character gets more and more weird. Kevin never admits that this is his own child. So I have always been vigilant. He always thinks that Sean will do bad things one day. So I started to practice shooting every day to prepare for emergencies. But the good times don't last long. Sean found the House of Requirement. He created an outside world in the basement. To satisfy my mentality of going out to play. Ella praised Sean for his imagination and had a snowball fight with him. But Kevin felt it was a mistake. He took Sean out and strictly prohibited him from entering the basement. After all, children's imagination is too rich. What if a beast turns out? Kevin received a call from the murderer afterwards. The other party told him that everything in the house can be taken out if he asks for it. But the premise is the person who wants SS to make a wish. It turns out that the murderer was the child the couple wished to come. Like Sean, he found the House of Requirement. And things that only SS wishers can go out by themselves. Upon hearing this, Kevin understood that this was a warning from the former. If Sean learns about it, maybe they will also ask Kevin and his wife in exchange for freedom. What Kevin didn't know was that Ella had heard all this. She's like being caught by the evil now. I drove away alone and wanted to settle myself and give Sean freedom. Fortunately, no success. And at this time, Kevin, who discovered that Ella was missing, was also anxious. Angrily told Sean what happened. The other party collapsed and hid in the room and stopped going out. Ella came back that night and she quickly reconciled with Kevin. And Sean witnessed it all. When the couple bed together the next day, found out that he had gone out. Let yourself grow into an adult quickly. Sean took the pistol, planning to kill Kevin to live with Ella alone. During the fight, Ella accidentally fell and fainted. When she woke up, Kevin said that the gun went off and SS Sean. The body has been taken outside and eliminated. But soon Ella realized that she seemed to have been cheated. Kevin gets his mouth full when he eats, and even thinking about doing intimate things when so sad. It turns out that this is actually Sean becoming. He stunned Kevin and hid in the basement with Ella. Recreated a home and even the outside world has also changed. Want to live with Ella here. At the same time, Kevin woke up. He found that Joe Guo was empty and ran to the basement immediately. The door here is locked. Kevin smashes the wall like crazy. After passing through dense wires, he finally reached the basement. And Ella understands the truth at this time. Relying on the knowledge of Kevin, she quickly recognized who was her husband. Ella pushed Sean down and revealed her original appearance. Afterwards, the couple began to run away. But don't forget that this whole house is where Sean wished to come. He knows this well. Soon I found Kevin and Ella Sean and stabbed Kevin. At this moment, the couple appeared outside. It turns out that the two that Sean found are substitutes they wished. In the end, the two sides chased all the way back to the real world. Kevin took Sean to the door. Soon Sean began to age rapidly. He begged Ella to let him in. But this time the other party was not soft-hearted. In the end, Sean slowly turned aging into gray. After a while, the couple moved into a hotel. This day, Kevin went out to buy food and came back to Ella but found out that he was pregnant. The problem is that the doctor once said, the chance of her getting pregnant again is almost zero. And the lights in the room started to flicker. It reminded her of when she made a wish in the room of responsiveness. This is the end of the movie. The title of the movie is The Wish Room. The ending is open-ended. Is it possible that Ella didn't actually escape the world created by Sean at all? Please leave a message to discuss if you have any thoughts after reading.